Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I was writing and I felt really called to make this video, even if it's just for myself to come back to this when I'm going through one of these times again, because child, it is eclipse season right now. I talked about this in one of my previous videos. And this brings up a lot of, like wishy-washy, like the ocean is, like the waves are like waving. It's not really calm. One day you go left, the other day you go right. One day you feel up, the other day you feel down. Like life is really like a roller coaster. Everything feels very uncertain, unclear, confusing. And so, yeah, I just sometimes really lose myself. All my sense of direction gets really confusing and discouraging to like feel lost in the sauce. And so I wanted to make this video. I was just writing my very cute journal about, I was meditating, and then I came up to some realizations that I was like, damn, why did it take me so long to meditate in the first place? I tend to forget this. So whatever I'm going to say right now, it's not necessarily because it's eclipse season. We can get into spaces in life often than not, more than not, where we get really lost, really confused, and where we're just being pulled in 1,000 directions and we get so confused, And this is how I bring myself grounding again. Find a little snippet of hope, peace, serenity, and comfort in the knowing that everything is all right and I'm good where I'm at right now and nothing has to be figured out, or I'm not lost, even though it probably feels like that. So how I find my grounding and how I remember, like, find what I just said, serenity in the space of confusion and a lot of things going on at the same time, is through grounding practices, which if for me would be yoga, meditation, or sometimes really just getting back into my body, because I feel like when you work out your body and when you come back to your body, you're actually snapping yourself back to the physical realm, which is very connected to time, very connected to the present, whereas the mental realm, which is everything media, our devices, it's all in our heads. It's easily to disconnect from our body, and we disconnect from time and space. So the best way for me to ground and to come back to the now is reconnect with time and space through my body. So meditation, breath work, I will usually combine the two, because what I find when I'm being pulled in 1,000 different directions and I feel so lost and everything is so confusing is that there's so many different thoughts, and I just can't discern which way to go and which are my thoughts or which are the thoughts of other people, and what emotions are mine, or what do I want, and what is someone else's ideas, and what are my ideas, and what is my truth. So to truly come back to my truth and my essence, what I do is come back to my body. When we meditate, when we do yoga, we can start to feel like our energy centers. If you know something about chakras, if you listened when you watched Avatar, you should know a little bit about this. But I definitely suggest doing some more research, because, my dear, will it change your life? Know thyself. If you want to be a master of your life, just get to know yourself and how you work. And that's true. That is something that I live by. That is something that I want everyone to understand, is that if you want to have like the key to life, it's really learning to understand yourself and the functionings of your body, your emotional body, your psyche, all of that, nutrition, everything. We should all study the human body the human psyche, human emotions a little bit if we want to, live the best life we possibly could for ourselves. Okay, just give me a second. I'm going to close that because it's bothering me. Whenever we come back into our body, it can be very uncomfortable. And I usually have this knot in my stomach that can feel very stuck, and that's so uncomfortable. And usually when we are not coming into our body, everything is like gathering. And if you feel this uncomfortable feeling, it's because it's everything that you still have to process, all these emotions that are just like coming together, and it's blocking your chakras actually, And that's what makes us unbalanced and makes us also, we're not centered, we're not grounded. And that's what makes us even reach out more into different directions, more to external sources, because we feel the uncomfortableness, that's not the right word, but anyways, in our body. So even though you haven't meditated a lot, even though you really don't know how to do it, it's really normal that at first it doesn't feel good. It's very uncomfortable. It's very difficult. It's because you're facing yourself, and it's like a muscle that you have to work, like over time. Even for me, sometimes it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get into meditation now. The first, like, sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes it's a few sessions that you have to get through. It's not a magic like thing that you can just do it once and everything is like good. It's a practice that you can introduce into your routine to get used to regularly processing. It's like resetting, it's like decluttering your body. You can't just do it once. Like, life happens, we have different encounters, we have some days where we just are all up in our heads, or where life goes so fast that we don't have the time to slow down and to reconnect with ourselves. So that's completely normal. But even now, as life is going to get, faster again, as summer is coming, we're going to go back outside. Take this time where you're a bit confused, where you still can be inside because it's gray clouds and rainy days, to implement this routine, to make changes in your routine that will help you to keep yourself grounded even when life gets really chaotic. Because, this is one of my biggest, things sometimes, is that I get into a place where I'm very good, and then life picks up and I completely shove everything I've learned and all my practices out the door. And then after a few weeks, I'm like completely overwhelmed again, so lost. And it's like, oh yeah, but I don't have to throw it all away. The ideal thing would be finding a balance and implementing it into my everyday life. So yeah, know that whatever answers you are seeking, whatever peace and serenity you are looking for, all the answers are in the now. All the answers are within you. And I know that we tend to seek it outside of ourselves. But everything we are looking for is within us. All the peace, all the love that you are looking for is within us. And it's not an answer that you have to rationalize. It's a feeling that you can get through by coming back to the present moment, by meditating, by reconnecting with your inner self, and remembering that time is not even real in the now. It's like your infinite potential, you're like a well of love, and you're a soul, and you're connected to everything, and nothing is real. Whenever you come to that sense, it's like, wow, everything was already here. I just had to reconnect. I was so disconnected because we forget to remember. So we have to remember to forget all the other things sometimes, forget everything we think we know, and remember that everything we are is everything there is, and it's in the now. I know that's very scriptic, very abstract, But another thing that I just wanted to say about this, and I need you to understand, I'm studying my master's in media, technology, and society. So I'm always going to link everything back to our devices. It's true. Scrolling mindlessly, being on our phone, looking for entertainment, but at the same time it's cluttering our minds so much and it's disconnecting us so much, and it's really decreasing and deteriorating our mental health in ways that I don't think the general mass public has realized already. But it's something that over time we will really have serious discussions about. Because concentration is the ability to be in the present moment, and our concentration levels are deteriorating at rapid pace, and so will our mental health, because nothing is more peaceful and nothing is more nourishing than just being and enjoying life around us at the present time. What comes with that as well, with this whole media and media society and this new way of living that has been embedded in our society, is this idea of immediacy, this way of living where we think that everything has to be instant and we have instant solutions for everything. This also applies subconsciously. We apply this to our emotional self as well, where if we feel like something is up, or we feel uncomfortable, or we feel sad, we think that we immediately have to resolve that problem by doing certain things. And usually the things we do is external from us. So it's running away from like going back inward and facing ourselves, when it only adds to the confusion. It only adds to like the feeling lost and the adding up to external influences, information, ideas that actually disconnect us more and more from the truth that lies within us at all times. So even if you feel uncomfortable, please, there's no rush to figure everything out right now. That's just this idea of instant gratification, where we're so used to getting everything and everything as an immediate solution. It doesn't mean that it's the best solution. You want life to be so efficient, but is efficient always what's going to be best in the long term? I don't think so. I mean, I'd rather make my hot chocolate on a stove, even though it takes a bit longer, than to put my cup in the microwave, because it just don't hit the same. The taste is very different because the milk is like, it stays really hot, and I'm less likely to get cancer. Yes, it takes a bit more time, it takes a bit more effort. I have to, do the dishes afterwards. But it's not something that I'm going to regret in the long term. So it's also really learning to rewire your brain and saying like, okay, right now I have to choose discomfort to actually be better, to have more success in the long term. But we got so lazy, wanting everything now, wanting everything immediately, that we just neglect the benefits and our health, our mental health, our emotional health, our physical health, our spiritual health, because we're lazy and we want everything now. But it's not your fault that you think like that. We have entered a society where that is the norm, where immediacy is a new way of living, and it's our job, especially as parents, as teachers, I hope institutions, scientists, please, I hope in the future we're going to see a big shift into this. It's our job to rewire, unlearn this, and remember that real life is happening in the now. And sometimes effort brings the best results. Actually, tell me when effort did not bring the best results. When patience did not, hard work did not pay off. It takes a bit more time. but it will be so much more gratifying and so much better, and you will appreciate it even more. So yeah, I hope that helps. If you're feeling lost right now, you're not really lost, you're just focusing your energy into places that is confusing you even more, instead of pouring it back into yourself or in the now and concentrating on one task. But it's okay. It's something that we can practice. It's something that we can learn, and definitely something that will come over time. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this helps in some way or another. Please share with someone if you know that someone has to hear this. Leave a like and feel free to subscribe to my channel, because there's many more where this came from. Bye.